and hit record. So for those of you who don't know Amy, Rachel, I don't think you've had a proper introduction, but Amy is the national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. She is also one of my best friends in the whole world. She's currently in India right now. She just adopted a little beautiful girl who's next to her named Amelia. And Amy is pretty amazing. She's kind of like Superwoman. She works full time for the Pentagon. She's a military spouse. She works for a nonprofit. She Oh, that's no problem. You can mute yourself in the bottom left-hand corner. There should be a little microphone. If you just tap on that, it can mute you. Um, and she also is a fitness professional, and she, of course, is the national marketing director with the Juice Plus company, and she's a mom of 4 kids, which is pretty amazing. There she is. Hi. So Amy's just an incredible resource for us to use. I always like to say, like, we kind of want to do what people have done for us because she knows how to get to national marketing director and she knows how to make this business work. So having her as our mentor is really, really awesome. So I'm going to turn it over to Amy, and she's just going to talk a little bit about goals and business and DMO and all that fun stuff.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I know it looks like I just woke up because I did at 6:30 in the morning here. And this little one is trying to figure out life in a new place with new people. So can you say hi? So like Kristen said, I like to really start with a little bit of introduction. I've met most of you, so a lot of people have heard my story, but I'll tell my story again just because I think you can never hear it enough times. Do you want something? Let me get you something to eat. And so my story started more than 9 years ago. I was a helicopter pilot in the Air Force, and I had the incredible opportunity to voluntarily separate because my husband and I, at the time, we had been married for 7 years and had lived together for less than 3. And we wanted to have kids. And so I know, she's getting so excited about a banana. So my apologies, I'm trying to multitask here. I know, baby, I know. So here you go. So when I left the Air Force, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done because I don't know about you guys, but oftentimes we put who we are into this tiny little box and think that our job is what makes us who we are. And I kind of looked at myself as the pilot, like, that's my hand. I'm a helicopter pilot, like that defines who I am. And what I came to find out is it absolutely did not. I was meant to be a mom. I was meant to be a wife. I was meant to be an individual person who had dreams and goals besides what I was already doing. And I loved my job. I absolutely loved being in the Air Force, but I knew I wanted to have a family. And so when I left, my daughter was 8 weeks old. She had just gotten out of the hospital. They thought she had spinal meningitis, and I thought I was going to have this sickly child the rest of my life. And I decided, okay, I need human adult interaction. So I became a fitness professional, which was always a dream of mine anyways, because I've always been interested in nutrition and exercise. And so almost 9 years ago, actually almost to the month in July, I was walking the halls of a fitness conference. My daughter was fast forward 1 year, she was a year old. And I had this guy stop me and ask me one simple question. How many servings of fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? And I looked him square in the face and I was like, dude, we're in Vegas, probably none. And so he, I grew up on the 5-a-day. How many of you grew up on the 5-a-day plan? Where your parents tried to make you eat 5 days because that's what the government said is what we needed. When the reality is we need way more than that because the, content in our food sources is so much lower now than it was 40 years ago. You have to eat 4 times more fruits and vegetables today than you did 40 years ago. And in places like, again, we're in India right now. We are in New Delhi. We've been here for almost a week. The air quality here is the worst in the world. The worst in the world. To give you a little bit of an idea, if you go online and look up air quality, you can find air quality in any city in the world, basically. The Beijing shut down, and this is just something I learned while I was here. Beijing shut down, and you imagine how big Beijing is in China, but they shut down operations for their whole life when air quality was over 250 for 3 days straight. In New Delhi last year, the air quality was 2,500. So you can imagine what your body needs to heal itself when you have those kind of impurities in your body. So besides that, how many of you work out? I do. I know a lot of you do.
I attempt to.
What's that?
I said I attempt to.
You attempt to. Well, whether you attempt to, whether you like get your heart rate up, it doesn't make a difference. You need to double the number of fruits and vegetables you eat every single day. And I like to use the oxidative stress because even as a fitness professional, I didn't know this. So you guys are just getting a little bit of science knowledge because I'm a science geek and this is just my thing. But your body is like a car. You put gas in the car to go from point A to point B, and at the tailpipe come toxins polluting the earth. Well, your body works the same way. When you breathe in oxygen, you create toxins called free radicals. And we're talking billions of hits on your cells every single day. And so it builds up over time if you don't eat a diet rich in antioxidants, which are in fruits and vegetables. So how many of you, are self-professed people who hate fruits and vegetables, or know people who don't eat a single fruit or vegetable, but yet they work out all the time? And over time, their performance just completely sucks. They get sick, they feel drained, they don't have any energy, and so they do pre-workout, or they do whey protein shakes, and they just feel trashy. And it's because they have this buildup of oxidative stress in their body. But guess what that leads to? That leads to cancer, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disease. I mean, all the things that we don't want in our lives, all the things that eventually are going to be so expensive and are now that you can't afford, even with insurance. So we have this incredible product. And the best part is, my friends, is that this is a product that isn't something, it's not something, oh my gosh, she's like shoving it in her mouth. This isn't something people just want or think they may need. This is something everybody needs. I mean, I tell people all the time, if you breathe oxygen, you need Juice Plus, right? Because you can't possibly get enough fruits and vegetables into your diet, even as a baby. It was my prenatal vitamin for my 2 boys, and I wish I'd had it for my daughter. And my kids have never missed a day of school for being sick, and they're 10, 8, and 5, and now 1. Like, how exciting is that we can provide hope for people? So how does this translate into this incredible business? Because that's just kind of a little bit of a background. I became a national marketing director a couple years ago, and I did it working full time. So I want to just really stress the fact that this business is for anybody. It's for anybody. Seriously, it's for people who are busy. It's for people who don't think they have time. It's for people who just like to talk to people, or if you don't like talking to people, who like to text or message people. I mean, this business is for everybody. And the sheer fact is, people make time for what's important to them, right? So if watching TV is important to you, you're going to watch TV. If going to the gym is important to you, you're going to make time to go to the gym. My business is really important to me, and it's because I've seen how many people have changed their lives by adding Juice Plus, making the simple change of just adding Juice Plus to their lives. And I'm talking about kids who, used to get RSV and be hospitalized every year, are no longer even on an inhaler. Kids who have ADHD who no longer have to take Ritalin. People who have anxiety who no longer have to take anxiety medications, or yeah, Kristen, people like, just who feel like they're always going to be sickly, have hope again. And that's why I do what I do. And here's the awesome thing is that, Kristen is growing this incredible team. We're all growing this incredible team called Team Trigger. And the wonderful thing is, you all were kind of handpicked. And I hope you feel special, because you are. You were handpicked to join this team. And the reason it's not like we just go to people and say, hey, you have a heartbeat, we want you to join our team. It doesn't work that way. Like, people, we really think about who we want to work with, because we call it like married. We dated our reps, and now we're married to them, because no matter what, we're tied to you guys forever. We're tied to you forever, because this is not a business that people retire from. This is a business that people retire into, which is exciting, especially when you're young. She's got a lot of young people on here. I wish I'd known about this when I was in my early 20s, and I could have been national marketing director when I was in my 20s, because I think I would have set myself up for this incredible success where, I loved my job. I love being in Air Force, and I went into the reserves, and I still work full time, not because I have to, but because I want to. And because for me, it's about service, and it's about being able to do a lot of things that I want to have an impact on, but I do it because I want to, and I want you guys to have that opportunity as well. If you want to work, great. If you don't, you have the flexibility and the time freedom to be able to do whatever you want to do, because this business can offer you that. And that is That's what's incredible about this. If you look at the number of people in our business who make 6 figures, you will be, I mean, your jaw will drop. And it's not because, it's not impossible. I mean, every single one of you have the capability of doing it if that's what you want. It's just how do I do it? And how do you do it is you have an approach to this business that it's a business, not a hobby. That is the first and foremost. And that means you can do an hour of your business, but it's designated office time. Oh, you didn't see my fingers. Office time. I got banana all over me. It's designated office time. You could do it. I mean, I've seen people grow a business in as little as an hour a day. And then I've seen people grow this incredibly fast business working more than that. But you get to choose because it's your business. It's not Kristen's business. It's not my business. This is your business. We're here to help facilitate. And I tell people all the time, my specialty is helping people make $750 to $1,500 a month or more, if that's what you want. But you have to be coachable. That is the one thing I always put that caveat. You have to be coachable. You have to take what people who have been doing this a lot longer than you, to try and proven system, my friends. Like, our company's been around for 45 years. I don't know if you know this. Juice Plus has been around for 24 of those 45 years. People paid their dues and worked hard to figure out what system works for you to grow a business very, very quickly. And the cool thing is it's called duplication. So I taught Kristen, who is teaching you guys, who then you teach the people underneath you, who then teach the people underneath you until you grow this business where you don't even know people who are 10 generations down below you because it's growing so fast. And you feel comfortable that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing because you taught them the way that you learned. That's called duplication. And it's not that it's hard, it's just, it takes effort. And for a lot of people who don't have a whole lot of time, you have to put the hard work in at the beginning so that it grows on its own. And that's the exciting part, is to work hard for a couple years so that you can live the lifestyle you've always wanted to live. But how do you do that? How do you do that? You have to create what they call a daily method of operation. Because what ends up happening is if it's not part of your daily routine, you're going to forget that you have to do it. You're going to forget that you need to do your business, right? So we have this thing called the daily method of operation. And my suggestion to every single one of you, if you want to be coachable, you need to be teachable. To be teachable, you need to put in the energy and level of effort, but you need to learn and go on our pre-qualifiers calls, because Kristen is teaching you the foundation, and then we're teaching you all the additional skill sets. So if you're not getting on the pre-qualifiers calls, make sure, Kristen, if you can make sure that everybody's on the Facebook group, go back and watch some of them. We had this great one last week about fear of talking to people, fear of success, fear of doing your business. And this is great for even our qualifiers out there. And if you don't know the difference between a qualifier and pre-qualifier, don't worry. Our leaders are going to teach you. Kristen will talk to you about it. Veronica will talk to you about it. But the key is to educate yourself. The week before that, we talked about daily method of operation and what 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 means. So what that creates is what they call Royal Crown activity. And that's meeting 2 new people, talking to 2 customers, talking to 2 of your distributors and 2 new prospects. Like, that's 8 people in a day. I mean, even if you're just messaging them, I mean, I can do a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 in a matter of 10 minutes. And what I get out of it, if I do it consistently every single day, because it's a numbers game, is incredible. But I'm also old school. I'm not a millennial. I know a lot of millennials like to use, Facebook and stuff like that. I didn't grow my business on Facebook. And I urge anybody who does grow their business on Facebook to change it up, and a couple days a week, pick up the phone and make phone calls. Like, it's not hard. And I think people get scared, first of all, that they don't have a lot of time, and making a phone call means that they're going to have to spend more time. And the fact is, it doesn't, especially when we teach you the verbiage of, hey, I don't have a whole lot of time. I know you're super busy too. I want to talk to you because I have something I think you're really going to be interested in. Do you have time to meet for coffee tomorrow afternoon? I'm so excited to sit down and chat with you. Like, that's how easy it can be. It can be as easy as hard or as hard as you want it to be. But here's the exciting part. For anybody who's had an awesome income experience with this company, knows that the more conversations you have, the bigger your income gets. And then we start having the conversation about, Some people get, I mean, I could sit and have like all these different conversations of the things I've learned over the last 9 years. But then people start to get fearful of success and like, what do I do to deserve getting a bigger paycheck? Like, there's nothing special about me. There's nothing special what I'm doing. I'm just telling people my story. But that's what we are. We're paid storytellers. That's what I get paid to do, is I get paid to go out and tell people what I've experienced within this company, what this business has done for me. I mean, look at this. She's a hot mess now because she's eating a banana, but this is what Juice Plus gave to us. This is my why. My 3 other kids are my why. Like, Juice Plus gave us the opportunity to be able to come to a foreign country and adopt this beautiful child who has a special need. Like, can you ask for much better than that? So, I mean, everybody needs to have a why, though. There's something that gets you up in the morning and gets you going. There's something that excites you about, you know, the next day, whether it's the opportunity to go travel somewhere, or the opportunity to, you know, try a new workout, or whatever it might be. But your business is no different. Your business you need to get up in the morning and have a why on why you do your business. So I'm going to ask that question. Veronica, what's your why? Why do you do your business?
Well, I need benefits. I'm going to get kicked off my parents' benefits package by the end of this year. So that would be swell.
Excellent. Okay, so and that's a really good point, Veronica. When you make national marketing director, again, the highest level in our company, you get a full benefits package. Absolutely unheard of in any network marketing and direct sales company. So how incredible is it that that's what she's reaching for? And that is totally legit. I love that. For me, when I first decided to go for NMD, it was because they give tuition reimbursement for my kids to go to college, or my husband to go to college, or me to go to college. Like, how cool is that to get a scholarship to do that? And so all done. You can't eat this. You can't eat the peel, baby. So I think for a lot of people, it comes down to, you know, what is important to them and what is the goal that they're trying to set for themselves. So, Nancy, I'm going to ask you, what is your why? Why do you do this business?
My why is because about 3 years ago, I found health and fitness, and I love it, and I love helping people. And one day I'm hoping to not have to work a retail schedule anymore, and I'll be able to pick my own schedule and be able to still impact others' lives. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. So what is your goal? Now that is your why. What is your goal?
My next goal is to be sales coordinator.
Okay.
And I'm currently working on a 5x1.
Good.
My ultimate goal is national marketing director, but I know that that's a little bit off with my current schedule and everything I've got going on. So, you know, 1B at a time.
Okay. That is good. That is good. I'm glad you said that. Because here's the thing is you need short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. So your short-term goal is to make sales coordinator, but you need to have a definitive date. So by what date do you want to make SC?
Oh, fast. So I've got like 2.5, 3 months to do it.
Okay, fantastic. So what I need you to do is write a sticky note and put it on your mirror, or put it in lipstick, or I don't care what you do, put it on your phone. Like on my phone, this is my phone. Oh, well, hold on a second, because you got to see this. I put a little thing on my phone that specifically states what my goal is, because then every time, I don't know if you could see this, it says 39 Club by Indy. And so what I've done is I've actually made it official in my mind, because I look at it every day that I turn on my phone, that this is my goal. Okay. So what you should do then is whatever date it is, you can even do that and put it on your background on your phone and say SC by such and such date. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to train your brain to not just hope that it happens. We don't want things to just hope they happen, because the only way you're going to put action and, you know, and effort behind it is how many of you, and this is something I'm going through, I'm doing this training called Brave Leaders. And one of the things that we talked about this week was trust, right, Veronica? And with our trust is how do you trust people? And one of the qualities in trusting people for me is people who say they're going to do something and then do it. It's about follow through. It's one of the many items of trust that you know, we talked about in this small group. And the cool part is that I'm sure nobody here intentionally says they're going to do something and then doesn't do it. Sometimes things get in the way, but when we train our brain to say, I hope I do this, instead of I saying, I hope I do this, I now say, I will do this. So Veronica, you stating, I will be an NMD by XX date so I can get a benefits package. You know what I'm saying? There's so much power in training that brain to think in, you know, in what I'm going to do, not I hope I get to do this, or someday I will be an NMD. F that. Like, you need to say, I will be an NMD 2 years from now, or I will. And if it doesn't happen, then you can change it, you know, but that's not ideal. But to have something in mind on what your goals are. Because, I mean, I'm sure some of you have financial goals, right? Yes, I want to be debt free by XX date. I want to pay off my student loans by XX date. I want to go on a backpack trip to Europe, XX date. Whatever it is, you have a goal in mind. Your business is no different. How you put your foot forward and actually do activity is what makes us different, because we basically, we're hand giving you the tools to be able to grow this business. And if you guys go on missiondrivenmodel.info and honestly just watch the video, and Kristen, if you could just tag everybody in last week's video and the week before, if you guys would just take the time to watch these videos, I think it's going to change how you look at your business and how you do daily activity. Because the daily method of operation, I'm the first one to tell you, if I don't have something written down and the people that I'm going to contact for the day, in my brain it says, oh, I don't want to pick up that phone. I don't want them to say that they want me, because we always think worst case, oh, they're going to tell me they want to cancel their Juice Plus because I've done really crappy customer care. And so therefore I don't want to call them. So I'm just going to push it off. And so I'll do it tomorrow. How many of you have done that before? Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. You've done it? Yeah, you done it? Nobody's done that? I've done it. I mean, all the time. Like, I just actually pushed a bunch of orders, and they were leads from the company, and I pushed it back to when I get back from India, because I didn't do it before I left India. And it's one of those, they're going to tell, and every single time I surprise the crap out of myself when I call and I pick up that phone and they're like, oh man, I'm running out of my Juice Plus. I need you to expedite it as fast as possible. Like, it happens to me over and over again, but something in my brain says, oh, they're going to tell me they don't want it anymore. You know, they're going to tell me that if they're not feeling any different. I really just don't want to hear that today, because I just don't. So it's just so interesting how we handle things, but we're always pleasantly surprised. So if I could do this all over again, I would tell you, follow a daily method of operation, fill it out every single week. Here, I'll put you down here, baby. Go see daddy. Follow it every single week, and you're going to be successful. And the funny thing is, I was talking to Kira Renoa. She's my conversation coordinator is what they call her. She's been in this business 30 years. I mean, this woman is a millionaire. She makes over $1 million every year. I mean, no joke. And the very first thing that she says is, I will put in a contract and sign it that you will make whatever position that you want to make if you listen to what I tell you to do. That's what she tells people. I will put it in writing, and I will guarantee you that you will make sales coordinator in 2.5 months, or NMD by the end of the year, if whatever goal you set, if you do what I tell you to do. And I was like, wow, that's some badassery right there. Like, you're bold, because I never want to tell somebody that, that I have the key that opens the magical door, but I do. And I do because my team members before me have learned. They're the ones, they literally, my friends, no joke, my upline, Joy Kelly, if you haven't met her, we've got to get, like, all of you have to meet her. She's incredible. A little scary, but I love her. And everybody who's met her knows what I mean. But she used to have to get boxes of Juice Plus sent to her, and they were in her garage. So she would have to pay up front for all, like, 20 boxes at a time, and then she'd go and sell them. I like peddling products, and she did incredibly well. She made national marketing director in 2 years. She had just filed bankruptcy. Like, she was living in her sister's, basement. Her business had, she was a fitness professional. She owned a gym with her sister, and it had totally gone under. But here's the thing is, you guys don't have to do that. it's almost like, you know, how you had family members back in the day, like back in my day, I walked uphill both ways in the, you know, in the snow without shoes. And it's kind of like how it was for them. We don't have to do that. It's just so much easier for us. We just have to go out and tell people. We just have to go out and share a story. And I hope that excites you, because I mean, I've already met probably 5 or 6 people here in India that are going to get started on Juice Plus because I've told them my story. And that's all you have to do is go tell your story. So Nancy hit it spot on. The goal every month is to get a 5-1. 5 new customer orders and 1 new distributor. Because if you do that, you're going to build your business and you're going to build it quickly. But I'll tell you, it's a numbers game, right? So I use the analogy, if you talk to 100 people, 10 people get started on the business, 1 person will be a rock star. And all you need is 5 rock stars to make sales coordinator, to make national marketing director. It sounds a lot easier than it is. As we can attest, sometimes people, you know, we sign people up and then we think they're going to be rock stars, and then, you know, their life just goes in a different direction. But all of you are on this phone or on this call because you're working towards something. And for anybody who's watching later on, because you couldn't be on live, you all are working towards something, or else you wouldn't be on this call listening. So, all I'm saying here is have a DMO, be in contact with your upline. Like, that contact is so important. So many people try and do it on their own, and the fact is we can't do it on our own. There's nothing about this business that says it's your business. It is your business, but there's nothing about it that means that you have to do it by yourself. It's a team effort. And the best part is we have team members that are sidelined to us that have no financial stake in your business, and they want to help you succeed too. So we want you to come to conference and come meet those people. Like, conference is a game changer. I went to my first conference, and I'm putting this out there now because I know it's in Indianapolis in October, long ways away, but some people need to plan way in advance. I went to my first conference. I'd been in this business for about 3 weeks. I knew nobody, no one. I met Joy Kelly at a fitness conference. I met her, talked to her for like 20 minutes, and then never met anybody else. She talked me into coming, and I was like, I felt like I had to like move the world to make it happen, but I did. And I came in with this incredible attitude of, I don't know why I'm here. This isn't going to teach me anything. This is dumb. Like, why am I coming to conference? And when I left with this overwhelming excitement about my future, seriously. So I think what the exciting part about this is it has been a game changer for me. I've been to 17 different conferences. I took a 2-week-old across country by myself to conference. Like, there's no way I would ever miss a conference unless something out of my control happens. So get to conference because it is a game changer. Be in touch with your upline. You have to be in touch with your upline, and it needs to be a daily thing. And this isn't because it's your upline is accountability. We call it clarity. It's clarifying your goals and what your intentions are for the day. Because you are the only person who can be accountable to yourself. And honestly, sometimes I have to look in the mirror and say, okay, this was my goal for the month. Did I do the activity today? And if you didn't, then you need to change what you're doing tomorrow to make sure that you made up for the activity you didn't do yesterday. So be in touch. It's so much easier. I do clarity calls with Kristen, and Kristen does them with Veronica. And I'm not sure how many other people do them here, but I call her and I ask her 2 simple questions every single day. What did you do yesterday? And what activities are you doing today to push your business forward? And every single time I did this, 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 and this. And I don't know if it's helpful for Kristen, but it's helpful for me, because then in my brain, I'm like, oh man, she's kicking my butt. Like, I need to get out and I need to do more 3-way calls and get it done. So the last thing I have to say is this, and then Kristen is going to take over because she has something very exciting to tell you guys, and I'm super pumped about this. But 3-way calls. Our business is built upon 3-way calls. And the reason being is it's all about third-party validation. I could tell somebody over and over and over again how excited I am that, you know, about this business. And oh my gosh, they're going to love what we have to offer, because this is an incredible business for anybody, anywhere, anytime. As long as I have this, I can work anywhere in the world. But the fact is that person is probably not going to say yes until they hear from somebody else. And it's only because that's how our brains are trained to work. So we call them a connection call. I don't like 3-way calls because 3-way calls sound so formal and scary. And people, you know, they're like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody else. I just want to talk to you. And so sometimes it's like, hey, I was just talking to my friend Kristen about you, and we're so excited. And so, you know, I have her on the line, and she's just really pumped to learn more about you. And that's when Kristen takes over. And then she's able to draw more information. And I will tell you from experience, and I'm sure Kristen and Veronica will tell you this too, we learn more about our prospects in a 3-way call because that person's able to pull more information out than you ever could have in the get-go. So we have a couple different things that are happening, but in the month of July, we are going to be doing a team, and I haven't announced this yet, so you guys are the first ones to hear. And then Kristen's going to tell her exciting news. But the person who does the most number of connection calls in the month of July is going to get a free ticket to conference. So notice we're coming full circle here, friends. Okay. Activity is the key to success. Activity is the key to success. So with that, Kristen, thank you so much for letting me come and meet you guys. I mean, I know a lot of you already, but just coming and talking with you, I appreciate you getting on a Monday night on a Tuesday, really weird looking morning outside in Delhi. But I hope you have a wonderful evening. And Kristen, you're going to take it over. Here you go.
Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it. Words of wisdom. Okay, so I'm super excited because I was talking to some of my sideline buddies that are on other teams and talking with Veronica today. And what we want to do is a summer surge program. So some of you guys may have been on the Operation Impact Boxer. We are going to do something kind of similar. So we're going to do a summer surge boxer just for our team. This is not something that you have to be a part of, but we want you to be a part of it. And what it's going to do basically is it's going to be a daily check-in. So your responsibility on this Voxer is going to be for you guys to check in with us every single day. It doesn't matter if you're checking in and telling us that you're picking your nose and that you haven't done anything with your business yet. We want to hear from you every day. It's going to help to keep you accountable. And I want to also hear what things are working for people, some wins, if somebody gets an order, if somebody has struggling with something or has a question. This is really meant to just keep each other motivated and excited because let's face it, the summer we get kind of like senioritis, you know, it's summertime. We want to be laying by the pool. I mean, like I'm just as guilty of that as everybody else, but we really want to keep this momentum going because you all are doing so incredible. So we're going to do this Voxer where you guys, basically the requirements are if you want to join, you have to commit to checking in with us every day. Obviously, like if you forget one day, it's not the end of the world. Or I know that Rachel has a crazy flying schedule. She flies red eyes. She's cuckoo bananas. She flies all red eyes. So, you know, Rachel probably won't listen to any messages until much later in the day. So her check-in might be while she's driving to, to her flight. So everybody's going to do it differently. But I think it's going to be really important just to make sure that you guys check in daily. So here is the fun part. So anybody, I'm silencing my phone, anybody that is direct to me, and then I have something else for people that aren't direct to me, that hits their promotion by the end of September, I'm going to double your bonus. So that means that if you are trying to fast track to sales coordinator, you're going to get $1,000, not 500, you're going to get 1,000. I will double your bonus. If you are fast tracking to the VF level, you're going to get $500 instead of $250. So I want you guys to promote so much that I'm willing to give you my money and I'm doubling that bonus. So that's a really big deal. So you guys could make bank that, that month that you promote, which is really, really huge. So, I mean, that's how much that I want you guys to get that as well, is that I'm willing to just give over that money to you. Because your success is more important to me than money. So I really want this for you guys. So that's something really, really exciting. And for those people that aren't direct to me, we'll find something as well. That's going to be pretty cool for you guys. I haven't totally decided on it yet. It probably will be, Veronica and I will talk about it, but we're going to find something that's really awesome for you guys as well. So that is what we are doing. So it's going to be, we're going to start it on, I'll give you guys for people to watch it, we'll give you guys 2 days before we start it. And just to tell me, I'll reach out to you guys and find out if you want to be a part of it. If you don't, it's no pressure. We want people to be a part of this Voxer that want to be a part of it. So if you're like, I just am not ready to commit to checking in every day, it's not a problem, not a big deal. I'll still check in with you daily, but we just won't add you on the Voxer. And just know that at the end of the next 2.5 to 3 months, you guys have a lot of money on the line that you could be raking in, which is pretty awesome. So do you guys have any questions? None.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So as far as like the connection calls, so I always get people like as far as like, okay, like they've been in the business longer than I have been, so I really like want to get you on a call so they can explain further than I could and tell a story further than I could. But they're like very hesitant. Okay, sorry, I'm on like 10%. They're very hesitant to like getting on the call. Like I don't know what to say past that to get them on it. But like that like you guys know more than I do, and I'm really like working on the verbiage still. So I get stuck after I'm like, they're great, they really should talk to you, and then they're like, but I don't know, like what do I say to get them on?
Can I tell you what I do? I don't know if this is right, Kristen, you can stop it if it's wrong, but I totally blitz attack people with a 3-way call. So I tell somebody like, hey, let's get on a call and we'll talk about the business. And they commit to the call. I'm like secretly with Kristen and I'm like, hey, does this time work for you? And like we're scheduling. So they don't know that I'm like all the behind the scenes stuff. And then like the day of, I'm like, hey, just confirm me our call. And they'll say, yeah, we're on for 2. I'm like, great. I'm going to have my friend Kristen join because she knows more about the business. So like I make it very like casual so they don't feel, I don't know, like I don't know if that's right, but I totally blitz attack them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're just nervous about talking to somebody else. They don't have anything to be nervous about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I mean
Gabby, I'm pretty sure I talked to Gabby for like a whole month until I was finally like, no, like seriously, just sign up and then don't even worry about it. And then I kind of was just like, here's Veronica in a text message. How are you?
Yeah.
Well, I like Kristen's approach too, and Kristen does that quite often, where she just says, so the next step in learning more about our business is to get on a call with my friend, with my friend Amy or my friend Veronica. And here's the thing is that you can pick and choose who you want to do that connection call with. Like I have a connection call that